WPRI 12, this is The Rhode Show, the place for what's hot and happening. You're having fun, eating well, and living life on The Rhode Show.
Good morning and welcome to The Rhode Show. It is Wednesday, January 18th, 2012, and I'm Will Gilbert.
Good morning, I'm Michaela Johnson.
And I'm Mary Larson.
Okay, I have a confession to you this morning. We had talked about this before, that I wasn't going to buy my girls a cell phone.
Right, they're 10 and 11.
They're 10 and 11.
Okay,
We have broken the seal and bought them a cell phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why? I mean, why? I want to know. I mean, what was the swaying
Because
factor?
of this, the job here, that, you never know when you're going to be around and what's going on, and we explained to them it's for my benefit, not for yours, and this is my cell phone, not your cell phone.
Girls, listen up. For emergencies only.
And don't go running around to your friends and say, no, I got a cell phone and so-and-so got a cell phone, because I bought the cell phone just for my peace of mind.
Well, here's my question. Did you buy a texting plan? Because that's going to be the problem.
Well, that's all they're doing. That's all she, my eldest one's doing. Every time I look at her, it's click, 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 clicking on the cell phone. Yeah.
Starts early.
Yeah, it does start early. So that's my confession today.
That's very exciting, though. Exciting for them.
It's a big deal for them. Yeah.
We've got an exciting show too, and some fun music news happening this morning. The historic Park Theater in Cranston is reaching out to bring critically acclaimed acts right here to Rhode Island.
This is great. Yeah.
The 1,000-seat theater was recently renovated into a multi-purpose performing arts center and has mainly catered to local performers. But now its operators are working with talent agents across the globe to attract a diverse range of artists to Cranston.
You can't get anything better than that.
We have like the Vienna Boys Choir coming in, we have the Circus of China, we have Blues Brothers, we have the ballet folklorico from Colombia, and these are all internationally acclaimed artists.
Now, we also found out that actor Kevin Costner has reached a deal to perform at the Park Cinema with his country music band. So that's pretty cool.
This is a great thing. I mean, the Park Cinema has been around forever. It's a beautiful place. It'd be a shame to see, anything happen. So I'm glad they're revitalizing the place and they're getting acts to come there.
I know as a local musician, it's been hard to actually find, venues. The living room closed, and it's really, there's a few. There's the Met, and there's a bunch of other small places, but, bigger venues, so the big breakout bands from Rhode Island have a place to play, but also these, U.S. bands get to come in. And Kevin Costner?
Why not? Right? Why not?
Dances with Wolves. I'm so excited.
We also have some other exciting news for all you zoo goers. Our friends at the Roger Williams Park Zoo have added a new addition to the family. The zoo welcomed a new Humboldt penguin chick. He was appropriately named Providence. The Humboldt penguin species, found off the coast of South America, is under Protected Endangered Species Act. Providence will be on exhibit this spring.
Congratulations. I know our editor Nick loves penguins.
He loves the
penguins.
He's
giving a little
he's
jump
doing the dance.
And the fist pumps and all that other stuff. But I always love when they get a baby animal at the zoo. I love animals.
Oh my gosh,
and they're so cute when they're little.
I hope they name it after that little penguin from Happy Feet.
Well, it's Providence.
Providence is the name of Providence.
Never mind. It'll be
the
its
next
nickname.
one. Yeah, the next one will have to be after Happy Feet. All right. Well, have you ever wondered which companies are the most hated in America? Well, we'll tell you. The list includes some of the country's highest profile corporations, including Facebook, AT&T, and Netflix, noting poor customer satisfaction. Now, the list was compiled by the financial news website 24/7 Wall Street as a gauge of the companies with the worst reputations in the country.
Wow. Well, I knew there was a lot of controversy about AT&T, with the iPhone, when the iPhone first came out, and, Netflix when they switched over the plan for everybody.
Yes.
But I was surprised at Facebook.
I am, but however, I know that a lot of, even when you look at celebrities, they say, any publicity is really good publicity in that sense. So I think that that's why these big name companies are maybe the most hated, but everyone's talking about them regardless.
And
they're the most hated, or they have the most users.
Right.
They're up there.
Right.
Well, there's some phrase saying that 5% of negativity. Say you have 95% people love you, 5% hate you. You're going to hear 95% about negative things. We all love Facebook. We're all on it, but you do hear them speak negatively about it.
Can be a bit confusing.
Yes, it can.
All right, we've got a great show coming up, so let's take a look at today's Rhode Show. Our Big Break contest is about to begin, so we're checking in with last year's winners, the Gillies, to kick it off. Check out their countrified rock tribute.
It's just a little way.
Plus, are you trying to eat better and save money? In the Kitchen, we'll share a recipe from Providence Restaurant Weeks and tell you how you can get in on the deal.
And we check in with celebrity Nicole Richie. She says you don't need to spend hundreds at a salon to look great. Hear her tips and tricks to get star beauty at home.
Then, take a look inside the Rhode Show inbox. From pets with pom-poms to kids in jerseys, we're checking out your Patriots Pride pictures. It's all ahead on the Rhode Show.
It's the Rhode Show's Big Break. We're looking for some great local music. The contest features very talented musicians and bands all competing for the big prize, a music video to be produced by Cardi's Furniture. And we're kicking off this year's contest soon and gearing up for the fun. Joining us on the show are last year's winners, the Gillies. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on here. So tell us a little bit about your experience last year in the Big Break contest.
Oh, it was awesome. Just going through, each round of the contest was exciting, and having people, vote for us, and very happy and thankful for the show and for Cardi's for what they did for us.
And take us through some highlights of the past year for you guys.
Well, playing at Twin River, and just a bunch of different shows we played, most recently at the Orpheum Theater in Foxborough, and upcoming events, Toby Keith's, February 10th.
Excellent. Now, you also got the chance to perform with American Idol contestant Ayla Brown. So how is that two local talents kind of coming together?
Well, Ayla is a great talent. We actually haven't got too much of a chance to work with her. We were going to work with her originally, playing at Toby Keith's when the Hurricane Irene hit.
That's right.
So we look forward to working with her in the future. Who knows what's down the road for us.
All right, absolutely. Now, you're going to play a song for us today called No Rain, but it has a really special meaning. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Little Rain. There's a lot of songs, written, for our military men and women, our heroes, but there's not a lot of songs that are written for those heroes' families, and this one really is written for the families of our heroes in the military and through their eyes and what they are dealing with.
Excellent. Well, we can't wait to hear it. So, guys, without further ado, take it away.
From the time he was 5 years old, he always wanted to be the next G.I. Joe. I just smiled when he said to me, I'm gonna save the world someday. So I patted him on the head, took my little soldier into bed. Daddy, I heard a noise outside. Well, son, it's just a little rain. It's just a little rain tapping on the window pane. Grew up fast and got so tall, child of dreams sent him off to war. So proud of the man I saw walking to the plane. Wipe the worry from my eyes, wrap my bitter sadness in a smile, raise my hand to wave goodbye, and felt a drop fall from the sky. Thought, it's just a little rain, tears that were bound to come. It's just a little rain, but I'm gonna miss my son. It's the saddest thing in life, everything that's born eventually dies. It's impossible to say goodbye when your heart won't let go. Late September in a living hell, half a click from a Black Hawk down. rushes in and pulls them all out. Lays down cover till they're safe and sound. Bullet hit, but he held his own. He knew right then that he wouldn't make it home. Felt the life running from his veins as he lay there in the pouring rain, thinking it's just a little rain tapping on the window pane. It's just a little rain. Let him go. From the time he was 5 years old, he always wanted to be the next G.I. Joe.
All right, the Gillies! Great job as always, and if you think your musical act will impress Rhode Island, tune in tomorrow for all the details on how you can enter the Big Break contest. And if you want to catch the Gillies live, head to our website. We'll post their upcoming shows on WPRI.com.
Okay, we are in the kitchen again, and we're here with Chef Nemo Boland from Cook and Brown. We're making rice pudding with salted caramel. How are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely.
All right, before we get started, why don't you give out the address of the restaurant so everybody knows where you are?
It's 959 Hope Street over on the east side.
Oh, nice. Perfect place.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's get to the ingredients. We're making this rice pudding with salted caramel. Let's explain to everybody what we have.
Really simple. We use arborio rice, which people typically know for making risotto.
Oh, okay.
Any short grain rice will do.
And it seems like a bigger rice.
Yeah, it's a little bit fatter. It's nice and starchy, so it'll help thicken everything.
All right, and then what else do we have here?
Just regular granulated sugar, vanilla bean, so
that's
fresh
the vanilla bean right here?
Yep.
And you want it to be fresh, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
It gives the extra flavor?
Great flavor, really fresh. Heavy cream, milk, diet food. So everybody can.
So this is the heavy cream here. This is the whole milk. Okay. What else do we have here?
So this is for the rice pudding, and then for the caramel, kind of the same ingredients: heavy cream, butter, sugar, vanilla extract, and some salt.
And how long does it take to actually put this all together?
About an hour. The rice cooks pretty slowly, like risotto.
Okay.
And it has to chill down. Caramel takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes to make.
Simple recipe for anybody at home, so we don't want to scare anybody off this morning.
Very simple. It's not necessarily a professional recipe. It's for the home cook.
Okay, and with the amount of stuff we have here, how many much will this make?
4 people, I think.
4 people?
Yeah, it depends how hungry you are.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to get all this our ingredients together, put everything together, and we'll go back to you.
Teens who've seen what happens with bad choices are taking a musical message on the road. Whether you hear them sing or talk, you'll think they're wise beyond their years. This morning, Walt Buteau has a look at their goal behind their journey.
Every note, every word is original, and the message is even more unique, especially when you consider their age.
So whatever I do now, such as my education, whether I'm working and saving my money, that will affect me later.
These four are half the voice Music One from the Met School is sending on a coast-to-coast tour with a mix of music and hard work to show schools from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. They are teens who've seen a lifetime. Kids with guns, friends shot, others choosing weed over work, and too many adolescent mothers.
You see little girls, 13 years old, 12 even, come into the laundromat with a belly.
They bring their lyrics about making better choices from across Rhode Island.
Boost them up, bring them up, lift them up, pull them up, set them up, throw them up. If you're raising the level.
Warren, Smithfield, Providence. Lily Jackson from Warwick. Not too long ago, picked on for her weight, but she credits music for helping her make a life-changing decision to lose 30 pounds so far.
And I was determined until I lost that weight because I said, no one's going to talk about me anymore.
Not only focusing on the right thing, but making the right decisions and think before you act.
How excited are you guys to go to Los Angeles?
I can't contain myself.
The theme of their donation-funded tour is raising the level, as in the level of goals, dreams, expectations.
We're not swearing when we do our TV shows. We're not sending out a negative message to anybody.
But it starts with you.
We're saying what we have to say, but in the right way, and we're reaching out to youth so we can make a difference.
Ouch.
The goal is to sing for about a half dozen schools in California, and you can find out more about their trip and how you might be able to help. Log on to our website, and we'll show you that information. For The Rhode Show, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
This morning in Idol Watch Tonight, American Idol is back for season 11. Auditions are already underway, and the judges are already impressed with the contestants from Georgia. Adam Housley has a preview.
Very superstitious. No superstition in Savannah, Georgia, the first stop for Idol season 11, and the judges are impressed with what they've seen so far.
We got one. Amazing talent, best talent, probably better than last year.
Well, like last year, I knew of the one. I kept talking about the one. Now there's the 10. So it's just a different level of human being this year.
As usual, expect those wild, weird, and slightly off-key auditions, but the early rounds are also a time for the judges to identify contestants with real talent.
We have so many amazing people, and I think it's funny, there's people that we thought were going to be always, that you think they're going to go right to the top, and then halfway through they kind of putter out, and then people that you were like, oh, they're good, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, they're amazing. Yeah. I mean, that's what the journey is, you never know what's going to happen.
13-month-old baby! And Savannah didn't disappoint.
What was interesting about Savannah is I think we put more people through in Savannah than we've ever put through in any city ever during the 11 seasons. I mean,
there's a lot of good singers out there,
Savannah was on fire, dude.
Okay, was everybody excited about American Idol tonight?
I am so excited, and I love the people that are awful, I have to say.
I do too.
But I think what I'm excited most for is the crazy things that Steven Tyler says.
I love that as well.
He just pull out anything, and he's like, well, for $1 a day, and you got a voice that'll shoot you right to the moon. It doesn't even make any sense. I just made that up. I don't even know what
I also love when, I love Steven Tyler, but I also love when, a great-looking girl comes in and they show the expression on his face.
You would.
It's just, and the expression on his face where his eyes like, bug out or something like that. I love that part.
My favorite is really, seeing these bad people, because here's a secret. I've actually tried out for Idol 3 times.
You did?
And I swear to God, those people are real. They're not there like, oh, I want my 5 minutes of fame and I'm going to put in an act. They're honest to God, real, what they're doing up there. I mean, unless they're in a costume.
Right.
And they generally sit next to me, for the 10-hour day that I'm there at the auditions.
So they think, yes, I am
They really do have the talent.
Yeah, there's been a couple actually that have made it onto the video, and my husband sits there and he's like, yep, that's who is next to us. And yeah, we saw that person all day.
We'll be tracking American Idol all season long.
Okay, don't forget, you can catch American Idol tonight at 8 on our sister station, Fox Providence. Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, Nicole Richie dishes on her favorite looks from the Golden Globes red carpet, plus shares some of her own beauty secrets.
And is the cold weather wreaking havoc on your skin? Coming up next, tips to help fight back.
You are watching The Rhode Show, and we're back in 90 seconds.
Nicole Richie is one of the most popular fashion designers today with lines House of Harlow 1960 and Winter Kate. She's also dazzled numerous red carpets as one of Hollywood's hottest stars. Most recently, she's attended the Golden Globes, and this morning she is recapping for us her favorite looks and trends from the red carpet. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. How are you?
Fabulous. Now, I have to say, you looked stunning at the Golden Globes. Tell us about this dress, the hair, the makeup. How did you decide all of it?
The dress was by Julian McDonald, the hair was by Suave Professionals, and the shoes were by Jimmy Choo. I'm always one to go for comfort first, and so that gown was actually very comfortable, and I just fell in love with it the second that I saw it. I am a mother of 2, and I definitely didn't have 6 hours to get ready. I had 2 kids running around, and so I worked with Suave Professionals to get that hairdo in a matter of, 20 minutes. Their products are great, and they're accessible and a very great price, and you can actually do it at home. And the shoes, they were very comfortable as well, and I knew that I was going to be out all night, and they're beautiful. delightful, and I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Choo, and so that's how it all came together.
Yeah, and that 20-minute hairdo, I'm impressed. I love it. Now, given your eye for style, what were some of your favorite looks and trends from the Golden Globes?
I loved Angelina Jolie. I thought that she looked so classic, so elegant. I loved Zooey Deschanel, which was a completely different look, but she was her, and she showed her personality.
Yeah.
I loved Charlize Theron. I loved Tilda Swinton, and you were really seeing some different fashion come down that carpet, which was nice. I thought that it was very refreshing to see people's individuality stay true to themselves on the carpet.
You're right. Now, how about one in particular? Did you have a certain favorite that you think just nailed it from head to toe?
Tilda was my favorite because I think she's so cool and has such an awesome sense of style.
Excellent. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of our viewers watching that, you said you did your hair in 20 minutes. They might be on a time crunch. Do you have any tips and tricks that our viewers can do at home?
Yes, you can actually go to the Suave Beauty Facebook page, and you can enter a contest to get those products that I used for the Golden Globes for free, which is always exciting. But they have a great collection of products overall that really help you get that style without going into a salon and without spending hundreds of dollars.
Excellent. And how about any upcoming trends for the spring and summer with House of Harlow and Winter Kate? Anything that we can look forward to?
A lot of color, a lot of great new prints that I'm very excited about, and I think that spring is just about being alive and having fun, and I always just encourage people to have fun with fashion. That's what it's all about.
Great words of wisdom there, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And to learn more about Nicole's fashion lines, you can head to WPRI.com.
This morning we're sharing tips for a more beautiful you, and if this chilly weather is wreaking havoc on your skin, we have some tips and solutions to offer. Joining us here on the Rhode Show is Susan Perry from Spa Noir, a medical spa in Fall River. Good morning.
Morning, Mary. How are you today?
Great. Thanks for coming in. So let's start off. Winter weather can wreak havoc on your skin. What are some ways we can work on that?
There are several ways, Mary. Actually, it's not just the cold and the wind, but it's the heat that's on that's drying out our skin as well. So you want to stay well hydrated, drink those 6 to 8 glasses of water, and protect your skin with moisturizer, good moisturizers, and repair the skin. Get the dead cells off with good exfoliating products as well.
What are some other ways that our skin can actually be damaged in the winter?
The sun. What surprises most people, because stores put the sunscreens away in the winter, so people don't think of them out of sight, out of mind, but actually UVA rays are strongest in the winter, and those are the rays that cause hyperpigmentation, those brown spots that you see as people age, wrinkles. They're the ones that go deep into the dermis and cause lack of collagen and wrinkling. So you want to think about protecting your skin in the winter. All year long you need that sunscreen. And don't forget the kids. The kids are outside playing. Most of your sun damage comes before the age of 18.
Wow. What are some other solutions that we can do to really help protect our skin during these cold months?
Well, you want to make sure that you are, again, using a good moisturizer, and on top of that you want to put your sunscreen. You want to reapply your moisturizer if you're skiing and you're outdoors in the sun.
Very important.
Exactly. You want to reapply that every 2 hours. People forget that as well. And make sure that you do things to exfoliate your skin and remove the dead tissue that's there, causing that dull, lackluster appearance. The skin looks older. So exfoliate on a regular basis. Go for microdermabrasions, chemical peels, things that will stimulate your collagen production and remove. Think of it as almost power washing your deck. Get rid of that old and stimulate the new cell development.
Now, are you able to do some of these services at Spa Noir?
Absolutely, absolutely. We can correct photo damage. We do a lot of microdermabrasions, several different types of peels. People are nervous about peels.
Yes.
They think they'll be peeling and flaking. Some women want that. They want to peel, they want to flake. They're not happy unless their skin is coming down. But other women can't afford that. They're in a position or a job where they don't want people to know that they're doing these things. So we have different grades of peel. We have fruit enzyme peels all the way up to chemical peels. So we tailor it to your needs.
And what about if, you know, we need to keep everything on a budget? What are some products that you can recommend for our viewers out there?
For viewers, I would recommend a good sunscreen. If nothing else, if you can't afford anything else, put a good sunscreen on every morning. Head down to the décolleté, and vitamin A at night to repair the skin. Think about protecting in the day and repairing at night, and you'll be all set.
Do you just put this on underneath your lotion, the vitamin A?
No, you put that right on the skin. You don't want anything to dilute it, anything to block it. We encourage people to start gradually, and we actually have a program where they can start at level 1 and go to level 5, because Retin-A can be pretty harsh on the skin if you overdo it, and you will get the redness and the flaking. But if we help you go gradually, your skin develops tolerance and you don't have to deal with that redness and flaking.
Well, thank you so much for all these helpful hints. And to find out more about maintaining a healthy balance for your skin year-round, just head to WPRI.com.
Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, we'll be back in the kitchen with Cook and Brown as we help kick off Providence Restaurant Weeks. Today we're making rice pudding with salted caramel. Find the recipe right now at WPRI.com.
Plus, many internet sites go black today in protest of a law that could potentially block them. We'll talk about it next in The Buzz.
You're watching The Rhode Show on WPRI 12.
Welcome back to The Rhode Show this morning in The Buzz. Now, you may notice that you can't access some of your favorite websites today. Sites like Wikipedia, WordPress, and TwitPic, among others, are going black for 24 hours to protest anti-piracy legislation under consideration in Congress. The Stop Online Piracy Act and the Protect Intellectual Property Act are designed to crack down on sales of pirated U.S. products overseas. Major media companies in the film and music industry support the legislation, but critics say it could hurt the technology industry and infringe on free speech rights.
It's the free speech implications of this. It's like saying there are a few bad books in the library, so we'll just lock the entire library. You could have 10 million phone calls to the U.S. Congress in one day. This has never happened before in the history of American politics, this kind of direct internet-inspired action.
All right, so what do you guys think of this legislation?
I don't think it's a good thing. Like they're saying, the free speech thing, you know, I understand the movie companies, you know, the music industry, I understand their concerns about putting their, movies before they're released or any movies that they may be on DVD out online already. But as far as some of these other websites, I think it's the government coming in too much. Too much.
It's difficult, I agree with you, and being a musician and also having worked in the movie industry before, I had to go out and really look on YouTube and all these different websites, and it was so sad. I mean, people were watching our product for free. They were stealing our product. So it's really difficult. It would take weeks for me to be emailing YouTube to get things removed, and by then, who knows how much money we've lost. So I understand it, but I agree, it is freedom of speech, and
it's almost taking it too far, too. I know a lot of different sites, even if you look on, let's say, YouTube now, you might try and access a video, and that one video is particularly taken off the site or shut down in that sense. But shutting down the entire site based on, a few things here and there, that's going to be really difficult, and it will disrupt a lot of people, I'm sure, myself included.
You're on YouTube, you're searching for a video, and I mean, I understand that there are some that, they don't want up there. But it's awful for the government to be coming in and punishing the whole site just because, like you or I, not that we're doing it, but if we were to place, a video up there that may not, supposed to be up there.
But on the other hand, how are we going to hold YouTube accountable? Who at YouTube is going to be in charge of making sure that the videos that are being uploaded onto their system are allowed and are legal? And if they're trying to work about movies and things, I mean, people have DVDs out of their cars and everywhere you go. So that's a little bit more difficult, but, I agree. It's someone has to be held accountable for it, but I don't think this is the solution yet.
I think, too, that the process itself is going to be very time-consuming. I'm wondering, let's say this does does pass, whenever that happens, and now actually shutting down this site, how long is that going to take as well? So I think regardless whether it's passed or not, it's going to be stretched out for a longer period of time than we think.
I also, and I mean, I found a trick this morning on Wikipedia. So if you really need to get onto Wikipedia this morning, if you go up into the search thing, and right after you click enter to search an item on Wikipedia, if you hit the escape key, you can go right into Wikipedia.
Look at you.
So even though it says it's blocked out, if you hit the escape key, you'll be able to go right in. The only thing is...
Secret trick.
Secret trick. The only thing... I got a lot of time on my hands. The only thing is you have to do that for each page that you try to search.
Okay.
You have to just hit the escape key. But it'll work.
It reminds me a lot of Napster, when Napster is going through all these different, you know, legal battle hiring things. People are still sharing music. You know, you can burn each other's CDs, and there's different ways that they can still do it. So, you know, I'm glad though that people are taking such a stance. You know, Wikipedia and all these different websites are saying, you know what, this is infringing on our rights, and we're going to shut down and let our voices be heard. I'm proud of them.
And I was going to say, it's not those sites in particular that they were saying that they were going to shut down. It's just, you know, major sites like that. When you see them taking a stand, that means a lot.
Google didn't shut down. They just have a black piece of looks like tape over their name. You know, so we don't want to cause mass hysteria for Google shutting down. What would we search?
I don't know what I would do without Google.
What would we do without Google?
Well, we have, you know, Google and Wikipedia. Of course, we love Facebook and Twitter. We've been getting a lot of comments from you at home. And Mary, what are people saying today?
Well, Angie Bermudez says, another attempt of Congress and the current president to undermine the Constitution and freedom of speech by getting control of the internet issues. Really? Whom are they protecting?
I agree.
And Amanda Marie states, censorship shouldn't exist in a country built on free speech and freedom of the press. It's bad enough the government has a big impact on television, music, and video games as it is. Say no to SOPA.
I like the use of caps there.
Yeah, I do too.
You can weigh in too by voting on today's poll. Do you support or oppose to stop the Online Piracy Act? Support, protect copyrighted material, or oppose this is censorship on the web. And here's some looks at some other topics that are trending online today. Katy Perry has decided to work with the popular video game The Sims. She says, I always like to think of myself as a cartoon, and now I'm a Sim. Katy will create accessories, clothing, hairstyles, and furniture for the video game. Here's our first viral video of the day, showing a remix of LMFAO's current big hit. This time, it's actually sung by Elmo. Check it out.
Kids, look at these crayons. I make art when I walk in Elmo's room. This is what I see. Jordan is so neuter, all staring at me. I got Dorothy.
Our next viral video shows a little girl named Chloe saying goodbye to everyone on the escalator at the Copley Place Mall in Boston. I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results. For now, back to the kitchen. Michaela?
Thanks, Mary. That's right. We are back in the kitchen. We're joined by Brian Hodge from the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau, and of course Chef Nemo is here, still working on that great rice pudding. So I'm going to let you keep going on that. What's our next step here? What have you done?
Well,
put it in the pan.
Yeah, we basically cooked some rice pudding earlier because it has to cool down. So once it's cooled, we're going to add whipped cream to it, make it really light and creamy, and then go with the caramel and a little salt on top. So
can't wait. And as many of you know at home, we are in Providence Restaurant Week. So Brian, what is this all about for people that aren't familiar?
Sure, absolutely. It's a great opportunity to experience Rhode Island's fantastic dining scene. There's more than 80 participating restaurants. It's going on for 2 weeks. This is our second attempt at a Winter Restaurant Weeks, so we're all really excited about it. We've expanded to 2 weeks, and it runs through the 25th, so you still have about 10 days to check out some of the state's best restaurants.
Great, and I think you said you're doing the Winter Restaurant Weeks again. That's a great way for people to kind of get out of their house and be out, enjoy a great meal, and we have a partnership with you guys as well.
We do. We're happy and pleased to announce that every Monday, the Convention and Visitors Bureau and some of the great restaurants throughout the state are going to be appearing here on the Rhode Show in the Rhode Show kitchen, making a special dish, a special technique, and a special tips from the pros segment, where we'll be able to teach some of the great secrets that we're fortunate enough to have in our state from these great chefs.
Yeah, I think that's the best part. So many people are watching, making something like a rice pudding, and they don't really know too many things about it. So having the tips from a professional so you can do it at home is most beneficial.
And it's going to be on our website and your website as well, so by the time the segments are all up online and over the course of time, you're going to have a great resource to really make yourself a great meal.
All right, and where can they find the information on participating restaurants for Providence Restaurant Weeks?
On our website, goprovidence.com, and there's a link to all the great restaurants and all their menus.
Okay, fabulous. So there you go. You have something to do. Plan a nice trip out, maybe even tonight. All right, we'll be finishing up that rice pudding in just a little bit. Back to you.
Still to come this morning on The Rhode Show, people are lashing out at Paula Deen after she announces she has diabetes. TMZ fills us in next. And later, we're checking out your Patriots' pride in The Rhode Show inbox. You're watching The Rhode Show, and we're back in 90 seconds.
It's time now to go inside TMZ for all the latest from Hollywood, and joining us today is Gary Trock. And Gary, we want to start off with news that might not be too shocking to anyone that watches her show, but yesterday Paula Deen announced that she has diabetes, but believe it or not, some people actually think she is profiting from her illness, most in particular Anthony Bourdain. So what did he have to say?
Yeah, so Paula Deen announced she had type 2 diabetes yesterday. The only problem is apparently she was diagnosed with it 3 years ago. So for 3 years she, has known about this disease, has continued her, her cooking, and she's based on a very fatty, butter, creamy diet. All her recipes, Southern home cooking. And during that time, she's also teamed up and become a paid spokeswoman with Novo Nordisk, who's like a leading diabetes researcher, and she is now like hawking this diabetes drug. And so Anthony Bourdain tweeted that he wanted to get into the leg breaking business to become rich off of crutches in the future, basically saying that Paula Deen is the problem and the cure. She's profiting off of both, and it's double dipping. It's not really the best business and professionalism, and especially to her audience who relies on her to kind of give these recipes out, but also watch out for their health. So kind of an interesting story. I'm a little upset as well. I mean, I feel that she has a bigger responsibility. If she knows about something, especially that affects her so personally, she really should have shared it much earlier.
Absolutely, she should definitely be sharing as she's making all those delicious treats. Now, we know that Idol returns tonight, and of course Judge Steven Tyler will be present, but it appears that his bandmates may be coming around to his new gig, right?
Yeah, so last year when Steven signed on to American Idol, Aerosmith was very upset. Joe Perry in particular was very outspoken against American Idol. We caught up with Joe Perry recently and we asked him about it, and now he said, listen, it's not the best when your lead singer has a day gig, but he understands that it's for a good cause, and also it's opening up a brand new audience to Aerosmith's music, and he knows that, listen, that's going to sell albums, and that's what it really matters. And we also asked, if there's a possibility that Joe Perry would ever perform on Idol, with Aerosmith, and he said there's a very good chance. So I think that we could see Joe Perry, Aerosmith performing on American Idol this season, which would be awesome.
Absolutely, I would love that. Now, really quick, Lindsay Lohan was in court yesterday. She actually had a pretty good progress report, is that right?
Yes, Lindsay's doing great. She had another checkup with the judge. She's been doing her community service at the morgue, going to her therapy sessions, staying out of trouble. Now she has 2 more checkups with the judge. If she is good on both of those, by March she could be done with her probation, done with jail looming over her head, and she can kind of continue on to her new path in life.
All right, maybe this will be the end of her shenanigans. Gary, thanks so much, and you can catch TMZ TV on our sister station, Fox Providence, at 7 p.m. Or for more information on any of the stories you just heard, head to our website, WPRI.com.
Time now for some weird news. When the weather gets too cold for divers in Estonia, they head indoors to take a dip, but it's not what you think. More than 40 divers gathered to try a new challenge, underwater checkers. It's a little different from the regular checkers. The players have 6 minutes per game, and the pieces themselves are made of lead to hold them down. Last year, this group of gamers actually set the Guinness Book of World Records with 55 contestants playing checkers underwater at the same time.
Wow.
Nice, huh?
Impressive.
And for all you anglers who just can't wait for spring to arrive, maybe you should try this out. More than 60,000 people turned out for an annual ice fishing festival festival in South Korea, the fishermen braved sub-zero temps to try and catch trout. Some were actually so impatient, they instead of waiting for the fish to come in themselves, they dove into the icy water to catch the fish with their bare hands. That's dedication.
That's frostbite.
That is frostbite. Yes, it is. And we haven't had enough of snow this week for a snowball fight, but take a look. A group of Chicago residents took advantage of their winter wonderland with a massive, good old-fashioned snowball fight. Yeah!
I'm jealous.
The snowdown took place in Chicago's Wicker Park neighborhood. Reminds us that a little snow sometimes isn't such a bad thing. Now that looks like a lot of fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're making the most of it.
They are.
I'm a little jealous. We had our snow chat yesterday, and Mary and I are kind of hoping that we get a little storm
Well,
like
Michelle said we might be getting some Thursday night, so we might have a snowball fight
If
coming
there
up.
is snow coming, you two look out when you go into your cars.
Oh no!
There is nothing worse. There is nothing worse getting hit by a snowball. Oh man, it goes down.
depends on how hardly it's packed too. Sometimes you get just that chunk of ice.
Chunk of ice.
Oh. Then I don't want to think.
No,
about
we don't
that.
want that.
I'm
No.
staying away from you. I wear my
I love you,
suit
but
of
it'll be
armor.
I'll make my snowman and be safe. Very comfy.
All right, still to come this morning on the Rhode Show. We're back in the kitchen cooking up that rice pudding. Don't forget, you can cook along with us at WPRI.com. We'll be right back. Back in the Rhode Show kitchen this morning, we're cooking along with Chef Nemo Bowen from Cookin' Brown, making up some fabulous rice pudding. Can't wait to try it. So what do we have going on here?
All right, so we're going to start the rice pudding.
Okay. All right. First thing, we've 2 pans together, correct?
Yeah. This is just going to basically slow down the cooking process a little bit. We don't want the rice to stick, and it makes it a little bit easier so you can walk away from it.
All right.
I know making risotto, people feel like you have to stir it all the time, and we want to make it easy on people. So.
And what should we keep the temperature on here? Just so, I mean, you know, some people may go a little crazy, turn the thing way up, but you don't want to do that because you don't want to burn this.
Yeah, exactly. It should be on medium heat, and then this bottom pan will just kind of temper it.
Okay, and you don't have to add any water into the pan, nothing like that? Okay, all right. First, what are we tossing in?
So everything's going to go into the pot there. So it's some heavy cream.
All right, so we'll put this in here first.
Yep.
Pour this right in.
Whole milk.
Well, that is heavy. That is heavy. That looks very good. Okay,
How
next.
much of each are we adding? We're adding how much?
It's a cup and a half of cream.
Okay.
2 1/4 cups of whole milk.
Okay, so
right
pour
there.
this in next.
Right.
Yep.
Now we're not looking for this to boil, correct?
No, it's going to simmer lightly. So we'll bring it up just below a boil and then let it cook. Cooks for about a half an hour.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Arborio rice or carnaroli, whatever kind of risotto rice you want, all goes right in.
Okay. And how much of this?
It's just over a half cup.
Okay.
A few tablespoons of sugar. That's regular
Just pour this whole thing in?
Yep,
All of it?
absolutely.
Okay. Whatever. You're the boss.
And then probably the most important ingredient is a fresh vanilla bean that has already been split, and then we take the little vanilla seeds out.
Okay, so we can.
Can you split that with a knife?
Yep.
Okay.
Split it with a little
Simple
paring
enough.
knife.
Throw it in there.
Yep.
So I'm
in
tossing this in?
there. And the seeds there,
Everything
too.
in together. Okay.
Everything in.
Toss. We'll
All
toss.
of it. They're
All of it.
crazy.
Okay, we're throwing it all
Throw
in.
it all in there.
I didn't want to be the guy to toss something in and get hollered. I don't want to be thrown out of the kitchen by the chef.
And give it a little stir.
Okay.
And
I'm
then
going to stir that up.
And then you can just walk away. Come back and check on it when it starts to simmer, and in about half an hour that'll be done. We'll chill it down.
Oh, so it's going to be on for that long, huh?
Simple enough.
Okay. All right, we'll let that go. All right, next up.
And what's going on in my pan over here?
We're going to be making caramel. So this is probably the more difficult part of it, just because caramel is pretty hot, and if you walk away from it, it can scorch and burn. So
well, we don't want that.
With that being said, I am going to make an attempt at making caramel. Okay.
So what we do is just start with some granulated sugar in a dry pan, and as you can see already around the edges, it's starting to caramelize lightly, and that's what you're looking for. So
Okay.
this you don't want to walk away from.
Okay, I'm saying right here.
And the heat's got to stay on low as well?
We're going to turn it on high initially because we're here and we're professionals.
Well, I don't know about that.
Semi.
The middle guy is
What are
professional.
we throwing into this?
So once it's caramelizing, basically you're going to add some heavy cream again.
Okay.
That's a theme in this recipe.
Can I add it now?
So
or
we'll just wait
we'll
for 1 second. As you can see, it's starting to smoke a little bit, which is what we're looking for, really.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can see how it's it's melting down.
Okay, now as that's going, do you want to talk about what we will be doing with the finished product?
Yeah.
We have enough time for that. We want to make sure we get to that.
Absolutely.
So you've already made the rice pudding.
Yeah, so this is the
And
rice
it's just in a
pudding.
bowl. Okay.
We put it into a pan, put it in the refrigerator, and you can see how thick it got. That's the natural starches
Yeah.
from the rice.
Holds
so
together well.
Just like you were making like a risotto cake or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Again, back to the heavy cream thing. We make some fresh whipped cream.
Paula Dean would be very happy with you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we're just going to spoon some of this into the bowl.
Oh, into
Here.
the bowl? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's in this bowl?
It's
More of the rice pudding?
Just more of the rice pudding.
More of the rice pudding,
It just
okay.
makes it easier to stir up.
Got it?
All
Nice
right.
little dollop.
So, as you can see here,
that looks good.
Caramel.
Timing is everything.
That looks good. Okay.
So,
All right,
so
back
this is
to the
what we're
pan.
doing. We're going to just take it off the heat for a moment, and I'll pour this in.
Okay. I'll stand back.
Little sizzle.
Okay.
You always want to kind of watch out there. It can
Flare up
sputter
on
a
your-
little bit.
Come back and spit up back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we have cream in there.
Cream in there,
Okay.
butter
Butter.
again,
Butter makes it better.
Butter makes everything better.
Exactly.
Butter and bacon.
Just
and then we're
listen
just
to
gonna
Paula.
we're just gonna whisk it up, and now
Okay.
we're gonna turn the heat down to low.
So it doesn't burn.
So now it's
Yeah.
on low. Okay.
Okay.
So you can
Just
see there's a
stir it
little bit
around.
of steam. So if you want to just stand back for a second, that's fine.
Okay.
And then once this is settled down a little bit, vanilla extract. So
Great.
All right, we're going to give
Basically-
a taste of the of what we have here. So if we can just grab some of the rice.
Here
It's
you
gonna
go,
be,
Will.
Is this mine or is this?
That's yours. That's your serving.
it's
And
going to be
he's
this
got
one
that.
that we're folding in here, and you can see it's really lightened up.
Nice.
All right, so we're
okay,
just gonna
we
fold
are going
everything
to
together?
test this out, and if you need the recipe, you can head over to our website, WPRI.com.
This week in the Rhode Show inbox, as the Patriots gear up for playing the AFC Championship in Foxborough on Sunday, you are getting ready too. Take a look at your Pat's pride. The Patriots cheerleaders helped us kick off the team spirit on Monday and also spiced it up in the kitchen. And Saturday's big win got you at home excited too. Here's a look at your Patriots pride. Amanda DiFiori's kids love the red, white, and blue. And this is a fan for life. Jean Sadler shows off her Pat's tat. Here's some more artwork. Viewer Jim is etching a player outline onto a truck window. Here are some shots of local fans Brenda, Tammy, Linda, Robert, Smitty, and Al enjoying their game in the Man Shed. Go Team Man Shed! The Man Shed even has an official mascot, the dog Oreo. And the dogs definitely get in the team spirit. Check out these twin cheerleaders, Cammie and Fifi. They must have been inspired by Michaela's cheerleading lesson. Viewer Renee Gambus sent us her Pat's Pups pics. Check out these pooches with pom-poms, Dudley, Lucy, and Dash. This cheer dog loves her New England Patriots. And the game's on 12. Catch the Pats versus Ravens game right here on Sunday. And keep your pictures coming. You can email us. It's at it's roadshow@foxprovidence.com. Follow us on Twitter at The Rhode Show, and of course, like us on Facebook. Time to check back in with today's web poll. We asked, do you support or oppose to Stop Online Piracy Act? And, ooh, pretty close. 60% of you support to protect it. And 40% say oppose. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Mary. Coming up tomorrow on The Rhode Show, meet two Rhode Island show viewers beginning a weight loss journey. We'll begin to follow them and their progress.
Plus, calling all musicians, we kick off this year's Big Break contest. Hear all about how to get involved and the awesome prizes. Thanks for joining us on The Rhode Show.
And for more information on anything you've seen here today on the show, just head over to our website, WPRI.com.
We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.